Ethan Hayes rushed through the school's crowded hallway, balancing a stack of paperwork under his arm and trying not to look like he had sprinted all the way from the auto shop. Parent-teacher meetings were never his strongest moments, especially when he'd worked a double shift, but he promised his 8-year-old son, Noah, that he'd be here. And Ethan always kept his promises. But nothing prepared him for the moment he stepped into classroom 3B. Because standing at the front of the room, tall, polished, confident, was Ava Carter. His first love. The girl who used to sit next to him in high school English. The girl who left for college on a scholarship he encouraged her to apply for. The girl he never stopped wondering about, not even after life took him down the path of single fatherhood. And now she stood here, talking to Noah about his excellent reading scores. For a moment, Ethan forgot how to breathe. Ava turned, her eyes landing on him, and the controlled, CEO composure she wore melted into pure disbelief. "Ethan," she whispered. The room suddenly felt too small, too bright, too filled with old memories. A twist of fate. They stepped outside the classroom, letting other parents move through. "I didn't know you were here," Ethan said, rubbing the back of his neck. "At this school, I mean." Ava gave a small laugh, the same soft, musical one he remembered. "I joined the board last month. Don't look so surprised. I promised I'd give back if life ever gave me the chance." He smiled. She always was this way, ambitious, compassionate, warm. A galaxy of traits he'd once wanted his whole future wrapped around. But life changed plans. "How've you been?" she asked, her eyes drifting to Noah through the classroom window. "He looks so much like you." Ethan shrugged. "We're doing okay. After Noah's mom left, it was rough. But he's my whole world." Ava's expression softened into something he couldn't quite read, part admiration, part regret. "You always were stronger than you gave yourself credit for," she said quietly. A childhood memory returns. As they walked through the hallway, the years peeled back. Ethan found himself remembering the night before Ava left for college. He had driven her to the bus station in his old pickup, rain hammering on the windshield. She was scared. She felt she wasn't good enough, didn't belong at some elite university. Ethan held her trembling hands and said, "You deserve the world. Go take it. I'll cheer for you from here." She cried into his shoulder that night. He never told her he loved her. And she never knew how many times he reread her last message before she drifted out of his life. An unexpected realization. "Ethan, there's something I need to tell you," Ava said, stopping beside the courtyard. He waited. "When I left, I always meant to come back. To find you. To see if we could," she shook her head lightly. "But when I did return, I heard you'd gotten married. I thought you'd moved on." Ethan froze. "Ava, my marriage happened fast. Too fast. It wasn't what you think." A long silence stretched between them, full of missed years, unspoken feelings, and the unimaginably thin line between what happened and what could have been. Noah joins the moment. Just then, little Noah ran up to them, holding a paper star. "Dad, look. Ms. Carter gave me this for helping another boy read. She said kindness makes great leaders." Ava smiled at the boy. "Your son is extraordinary, Ethan." "He gets that from his dad," Noah said proudly, gripping Ethan's hand. Ethan chuckled. "I don't know about that. But Ava did." And she looked at him with the kind of respect that rewrote the air around them. The emotional climax. As parents began leaving the building, Ethan turned to Ava. "Thank you," he said. "For helping Noah. For caring. For still being you." Ava's eyes glistened, not with sadness, but with something hopeful. "Ethan, can I ask you something? Anything. Would you ever let someone from your past, be part of your future again?" He swallowed. In that moment, all the years, all the pain, all the detours of life led him here, to a question he once would have answered in a heartbeat. I think, Ethan said slowly, sometimes the past shows up again because the future finally has room for it. Ava exhaled, a relieved, emotional breath. Then maybe, she whispered, this time, we don't disappear from each other. A gentle, uplifting ending. Noah tugged on Ava's sleeve. Ms. Carter? Will you come to my reading event next week? She looked at Ethan, asking silently if it was okay. Ethan nodded. I wouldn't miss it, she told the boy. As the three of them walked toward the parking lot, sunset spilling gold over the school, Ethan felt something he hadn't allowed himself to feel in a long time. Possibility. Life had taken him through storms, heartbreak, sleepless nights, and endless sacrifices. But in all that struggle, he had raised a boy with a heart full of kindness, and somehow, that kindness had led him right back to the woman who once held his own. Maybe second chances didn't happen to everyone. But today, they happened to him. And for the first time in years, Ethan drove home with a smile he couldn't hide.